Bernice Moran is one of the country's few female pilots, flying long-haul flights for Virgin Atlantic.
I fly the Boeing 747-400 with Virgin Atlantic. It can hold up to 500 passengers. So I feel very blessed that they give an Irish girl like myself an opportunity to fly that fantastic Queen of the Skies. When you see the 4 throttles standing up and the noise of those engines, my heart goes beating, just going, this is phenomenal.
We have liftoff, and when Bernice is not high in the sky, she lives in Howth. So I pop by to find out more about her flying career.
I first became a pilot from the age of 18 years of age. I took my first flying lesson down in Cork and I got the bug. I was totally bitten by it. My background is aviation from my family, so since I was a small child, we used to travel a lot and I was always obsessed with airplanes. So instead of asking for a Barbie doll or teddy bears, I wanted airplanes. It's just the pure flying of it and the adrenaline, the takeoff and the landing. It's just pure addictive. It's fabulous.
And you were so young when you started. You were 21 when you became a pilot for Ryanair. That's unbelievable.
It was 737 with Ryanair, which was a fantastic opportunity to give somebody so young a job flying a brand new jet. Very unusual. It's very unusual for a female full stop because I think it's 1% of females fly airplanes.
Although Bernice was happy working with Ryanair, she was fascinated by another airline because of their brand and because of their style.
Ever since I began my aviation career, Virgin Atlantic was always an airline that I've aspired to fly for. I loved their brand, their image, their whole concept, and they always sold it as a fun-filled job.
And now she has her dream job flying the Boeing 747 all over the world. But Bernice has another passion in life. Another passion which she loves just as much as flying. And now she's making a business out of it.
Come with me and you'll be.
Chocolate addicts, look away now, because believe it or not, for the past 2 years, Bernice has been running her very own chocolate company. Okay, so let me get this straight, Bernice. You're flying jumbo jets across the Atlantic one day, and then the next day you're running your own chocolate business. How did that come about?
Yet again, as a small child, and my family, we have been obsessed with sweets and chocolate. And I mean, I actually love chocolate. And one day, flying out of Havana on a star-filled night over the Atlantic Ocean, I just realised that I can never find confectionery the way I want it. I want it to be fashion-led, unique, vibrant. So I thought to myself, well, I'm sitting on a Virgin Atlantic aircraft. My boss is Richard Branson, who was unbelievable.
But hang on, shouldn't you have been concentrating on flying the plane?
Well, it was just on my break.
So, taking inspiration from the plane she was sitting in and the company that runs the airline, Bernice came up with the concept for a fashion-led chocolate brand, and with that, the Be Sweet company was born.
Once the Be Sweet company was born, I approached my sister, Linda, and Linda has a background in business. So when the two of us put our heads together, we worked hard creating designing chocolates, creating designs for packaging, and just basically the whole concept of the Be Sweet company.
Our mother would have passed away when we were really, really young, so I would have kind of stepped up to the role of being the older sister, I should say, to Bernice. So now we're in business together, yes, which is not like business, it's like a show in that it's continuous fun that we have together.
The two sisters are extremely hands-on in the company, and being the older sister, Linda often has to rein Bernice in.
You're good in using them words, rein her in, because yes, that's what I do. I would be seen as more business, more practical, and more, if there's decisions to be made, you know, some are good, some are bad, but we do make decisions together. It's hard work, like any new business, and it's 7 days a week. Between myself and Bernice, we've got 6 children between us, 2 babies. So there's a lot of juggling that goes on with working women and running a business.
Today, Linda is visiting Avoca, just one of the shops that stocks the chocolates.
The confectionery business is a really, really tough market. We've got fantastic Irish brands in chocolate out there, but what we believe is we found a niche in what we do.
The company has been growing steadily over the past 2 years, but it's always helpful to have friends in high places. So Bernice, the business was going well and things were picking up, but you felt like you needed an extra push and you had an idea.
Yes, I had a little brainwave and I thought, well, why not go to the guru himself, Richard Branson? So I chanced my arm. I introduced myself on an email to him that I was one of the 747 pilots and I was a mad female entrepreneur. And I asked him for a little bit of direction. And I sent the email. I never expected in a million years that he would respond to some pilot of his. He's 80,000 staff and one pilot with an idea, and he must get thousands of emails per day. He's one of the world's most famous men, you know. And 2 hours later, it came back, a response from Richard Branson. So it absolutely floored me.
Richard Branson liked the sound of her business and put Bernice in touch with some of his directors.
What he did was he kindly set up a meeting for me in Virgin Atlantic headquarters with 3 directors. And basically, it was an amazing opportunity to meet the directors of Virgin Atlantic, and we sat around the boardroom and brainstormed.
And from that one meeting, Bernice signed a deal which catapulted her company to the next level.
We ended up getting on board airlines around the globe with our chocolate, our premium chocolate collection. So they basically launched us on the global stage.
So what was it about Bernice's business that caught Richard's attention? Well, there's only one way to find out. And we've come here to Oxford in the UK, to Richard Branson's home. Richard, I'm sure you have people reaching out to you all the time looking for help with their small businesses, and you can't reply to them all, but you did get back to Bernice and you helped her. Why?
I don't think anybody could ever say no to Bernice, but she's one of our pilots. She flies our 747s. She makes sure they get home safely and get there safely. And I love entrepreneurs, and she is one of the best entrepreneurs I know. She, you know, in her spare time, she set up this great company. And is beginning to take the world by storm, and so the least I could do was to, you know, give her 1 or 2 contacts and hopefully send her on her way a bit.
And I'm sure some employers would be worried, maybe a bit threatened, if they thought that some of their staff were working on business ventures outside of their role within their company. Does that not ever concern you, or do you think it's good to encourage staff to work on their own things outside of the company?
I think that working in a company should have complete flexibility. I think that, you know, too many companies are horribly rigid about what people can do and what they can't do. We genuinely like to think that, you know, we you know, the people who work for us are working in a family, and if you're, you know, if my children wanted to do more than one thing at the same time, obviously I'd welcome it, and why shouldn't the same apply to people who work at Virgin?
As a small startup company based in Ireland, what advice can you give to Bernice and the B-Suite company?
I'm not sure she needs any advice. You know, my motto in life is screw it, just do it. And I think Bernice has done that, and the B-Suite company's, you know, going on to great things as a result. She'll go through tough times, and and she'll go through sweaty times, and as always happens when you're building a new company. But I think as long as you keep your product, really good, you keep faith with the consumer, you don't try to overcharge them, and you do it with a smile, which she does all the time. Then how could anybody resist a piece of chocolate like this? And the only reason I'm doing this interview is I want to steal some of her chocolate. So it's
Full mouth. Full mouth, don't be worried. It's just incredible that he would support me, an Irish business.
So we should actually do a book on all you pilots and all your second jobs.
If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it.
So Bernice, what's the dream for the company? What would you really like to happen?
The dream for the Be Sweet company is to maintain its global roots and to expand on them. I feel as if I haven't worked a day in my life. I am flying airplanes and I am running a chocolate company. So to do the two of them, I feel completely blessed, and it's not a chore. And please, God, I can continue. And of course, keep having fun.
So Bernice will continue to work on her two passions in life, her flying and her chocolates. And you never know, someday she might even get to combine the two.
I want 20 pallets of chocolate that I'm flying to LA for the Oscars.